Hello, hello. Well, great to
Hey,
see you, and great to discuss your all-new Bluebat product and the Kickstarter campaign that's launching in a day or so, isn't it? So tell us all
yeah,
what started you on this journey creating Bluebat.
yeah. Thanks, Raj. It's always good to talk to you about this project. Um, as you said, we're just about to hit off on Kickstarter, um, and it's going to be interesting. It's a great journey ahead. You know what? This venture's really started when Asim and I, Asim being my co-founder, friend, and colleague, were talking over a cup of tea, about the battery I'd replaced, a lithium battery on my phone, and how it had bulged. And I didn't know about it until I replaced it. And we soon got to realize that, there wasn't a device out there that would help you charge your phone in a flexible sort of way. And that's how the idea of Bluebat came around, actually.
All right, that's great. That's great. It seems like it's solving an interesting problem that lies inside the box. That's my
Yeah,
first
absolutely.
perspective. So who do you think would benefit the most, and what stage are you with the Bluebat?
Uh, do you know what? I think anybody who charges their phones with a USB cable and also any other devices that have lithium-ion batteries which use USB cables, like your tablets, your headphones, your iPods, all those different devices that you've got at home could benefit from it. We're at a stage where we have developed prototypes. I think you've got one. I've sent you one before, and you've tested it
Right
for us.
here.
And yeah, excellent. And it's quite easy to use, isn't it, Raj? And easy to set up. If so, we're at a stage we've tested the prototypes, we've given them round, we've got them, checked for integrity in terms of its work and what it says on the tin, basically. And we're almost ready to go for production. That's where we're at, really.
Awesome,
And looking
awesome.
forward to it.
So I'm very grateful for having received this a few weeks ago, and I should say it was pretty straightforward. Normally, I tend not to open the manual, and I read a few of the instructions, and I think there's another wee video I created on the setup. So for me, it was pretty straightforward.
Excellent.
I
Glad
think
to hear it.
with that, I'm like now really curious about like this whole lithium city problems that you are solving, and more so the research behind battery power and charging cycles that's you mentioned in the Kickstarter. I think it would be really useful for your audience to understand, take any insights from your research, even say
Yeah.
back the Kickstarter.
Yeah, thanks, Raj. I mean, I think, as you said, it's not lithium-ion batteries, devices. Smartphones. The global sales are 1.5 billion just on smartphones annually. And if you start adding up all the other devices that have lithium-ion batteries, it's a huge number. So there's a proliferation of it. So the idea of Lithium City is just imagine all those little batteries out there sitting, lithium-ion batteries that are now being charged by different ways and all those elements.
2, 3.
Yeah.
I think never ending. Yeah.
It's never ending. I'm telling you, it's actually quite good to have these devices. But I think the key thing is that the way we charge our devices, can affect how long the batteries themselves will last. And I'm not talking about on the day how it goes from 100% to 0%. I'm also talking about how long it will stay with you with integrity. So most batteries usually die off at about 2 years. But if we improve our charging practices, I think we can improve that. There's quite a lot of information that we've put on our website and on the Kickstarter campaign where we got the information from. But what I would tell you, Raj, is if you look at all the expert advice out there, there is basically 4 elements, 4 key bits that you can take out from it. That phones or devices should only be kept at an optimal charge of 40 to 80%. Most people like me charge it overnight, and we go to 100%, and then we charge it even more because it doesn't need to be charged more than that. The other element is that the heat is not good for for a phone. You know, the one thing everybody would say is heat is the worst enemy of a battery. So you need to keep the battery below, you know, it's 35 degrees C is kind of the recommended element. The other thing is the overnight charging is one element, although many people will tell you there's algorithms in the phones that work that out. The mechanisms and the algorithm that work on it, it's not fully known, you know, to a great extent. And I think if we just change the way we change our phone, you know, our charging habits, I think we can increase the life of the batteries.
Yeah,
Really
it's about the
so.
lifespan as opposed to just the life on the day. I get that. I mean, and that was my next question actually. Like, why do you think a hardware is needed? Why not software? So yeah, why no one has solved the problem yet?
Yeah, good question. I mean, look, the smartphone developers are doing their bit, but you know, there is concern about this planned obsolescence in the product. You know, do they want you to keep your phone for a longer time, or do they want you to move on? So there is that kind of cynicism. But that aside, I think the way the smartphone developers develop their products, which mean that you look to change your phone every year or every 2 years, most people don't know that there is a problem in their batteries, the way we're charging them, you know. But the one thing that we have noticed is that people are now keeping their phones for longer. And that is driven by the price of the phone. You know, smartphones have gone beyond £1,000. And the other element of it is that there isn't really that many features on a phone. We used to buy phones because there was a new feature, you know, because it could do more things. But now the only things that we really get are better cameras and better processing, which are probably not appreciated by most people. So people are holding on to phones more. And I think that with this, with our Bluebat device, I think we can get there. Raj, it's just worth mentioning as well. I think, well, as I said earlier, it's 1.5 billion smartphones are bought annually globally. You know, if we keep our phones longer, it's much better for the environment because we will have less lithium-ion batteries out there to be recycled or to be put in the, you know, for renewal purposes. Absolutely. So I think it's also good. It's also good for the environment, I think, if we can try and keep our phones longer.
I think, I mean, that was immediately one of the things I did think. I mean, when it comes to fast fashion, especially the way we do with our H&M clothing and stuff, hopefully that doesn't happen with electronics. I think we are almost, you know, at the neck of our 5 minutes there. So finally, why Kickstarter?
Look, I think Kickstarter is a fantastic platform for innovators, you know, because they understand the struggles that innovators go through in terms of understanding the funding and all those elements. Most innovators create ideas, but to bring it to the market, I think it's been difficult. Kickstarter gives you that platform. It also has the audience because it has the backers in there. And I think Kickstarter rewards the innovators and backers accordingly with its rewards structure. And I think if we do get the funds going forward, we can get this product to the market.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think Kickstarter seems like a great platform for this, and I'm very much looking forward to the campaign.
Yes, thanks, Raj, and
absolutely.
Thank you very much for your support on this.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Bye. You take care.
Bye.